Hi, my name is Jill DiArpino, and I am the creator of Aftermath of Suicide. I created this page to help people with the correlation between depression and suicide. 1 million people a year take their life. My son was one of those millions in 2014 on December 27th. The devastation and the tsunami that hit me is beyond anything that you could imagine. I lost not only my son, and I was grieving that, but also I was grieving the life that died with him, the old me that died with him, a marriage that would soon be ending 6 months later by a text message. 2 months after that, I had a full hip replacement. Twice within 4 months, I was hospitalized for a breakdown. All of this happened within 9 months of my son's suicide. Needless to say, I was physically and emotionally depleted. I was bankrupt. Ironically, the thought of death seemed more appealing to me than this life I'd been dished out. And so I realized I need to talk about this. And so my soon-to-be-released book called Overcoming a Life Destroyed, I get into detail about my story, how I survived all of that I just mentioned, what I did to stay alive. I talk about depression and the signs of depression in children. My son suffered with depression from the age of 6. I mean, who back 30 years ago even knew a child at 6 years old could be depressed? So it was my mission to get out there and start talking about the stigma of mental illness, because all of us know that it exists, but most people don't want to talk about it. It's something that, that's the big pink elephant in the room, but you stuff it and you hide it behind the couch or you brush it under the carpet. We can't do that anymore. 1 in 4 people suffer with a mental disorder. You know someone right now that suffers with a mental disorder. Even alcoholism and drug addiction is a mental disorder. It affects the brain. So we as a society need to do more. Has human life become so unimportant that we just don't want to deal with those people? We just don't want to answer their phone call. Oh my God, they're such a pain in the ass. But the next time you might be seeing them is at their funeral. Please, I urge you, if you know somebody that is suffering right now, especially through this coronavirus, anyone that's living alone is even more, just in a bad place to go downhill even more, because they have no human contact with anyone. And that is so important to have that. Oxytocin, which is the happy hormone, is released when you hug somebody. So the likelihood of them suffering even deeper goes up. And that is why suicide is up and mental illness is going to rise with this virus. Please FaceTime them, call them, reach out. Ask them, are you okay? How can I help you? Are you suicidal is one of the most important things you can ask someone. Don't be afraid to ask that question. And if they say yes, do you have a plan? If they have a plan, you need to call 911 immediately. Do not wait. I don't care if they're mad at you. Would you rather them be mad at you or dead? So please, ask that question, because it does really make people feel like you care about them. We that suffer with that feel so alone. It is a place that you think that no one understands you, and most don't unless they suffer with it. My whole family never suffered with depression, so no one could really help me. And I was shunned. I was left alone. People didn't want to be around me because they didn't know what to do for me. So it's so key for us to now get out there, talk about this, speak up, call that person that you know might be depressed. Don't just say in your head, you know what, they'll be okay, or, you don't know that. That's not for you to answer. Let them tell you. But please don't be afraid to ask those questions. In 2015, about 4 months after my son took his life, is when I created my Facebook page, Aftermath of Suicide. I now have an Instagram page, the same name. as well as my YouTube channel, which please follow me. I will be uploading more about this topic. I want to talk about passive suicidal ideation, which I had, and the difference between that and active suicidal ideation. I'm going to talk about depression in children and the signs, PTSD, major depressive disorder, panic attacks, and how to help yourself through these. So again, please follow me on my YouTube channel, my Instagram page, Facebook, and aftermathofsuicide.com. There on my website, you can reach out to me and ask me questions if you'd like, and I will return your question as best as I can to help answer it. Please, until the next time, stay well and be kind to one another.